All right, welcome to another day of the AgileScrum. We will get started from where we left off. However, before that, it is quite necessary to revise the context as the core values for achieving this complete, Be Agile Scrum track that is towards being uh, business analyst, Scrum Master, and product owner. So before I begin, let me quickly remind you all, kindly remind me towards the end of the session for a special announcement. Okay, will you remember this? That I have asked you to remind me for a special announcement. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Yes.
So let's get started then. I'm going to share my screen, and the moment you will see the screen, kindly confirm that you can see the screen, please. Do you all see the screen? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
One
sir.
more time for the confirmation. Remember the very first core value that says that always, whenever the session starts, always show up live and be on time, remain punctual, remain highly committed. Do you know why? Because uh, this agile delivery model is full of ceremonies, and ceremony means meetings that demands you to be like this. And if you'll consider this training itself as a project and you will start practicing it like this, there are quite high chances that it won't be as per late pattern you will be reflecting once you get placed. In fact, you will start following this value itself in your every ceremony, agile ceremony. So why? Because once you practice it here, there are chances you will be replicating once you get placed. And second, it says that how you do anything is how you do everything is another universal law. The second one, because you are in this journey, automatically you become the student. We don't want you to be the student, but be the full stack student who does all the assignments, self-research, and repeat what you learn. And the third one, while you do so and you complete what you start, remember to take the full responsibility the moment you hit the success, even if it does not. But the failure, please take the full responsibility of that. Once you do that, there are chances you may go back and correct them. The another core value that says that to do so, it really requires a concrete mindset that starts with the Kaizen method from the lean management, that is the continuous learning. Be the learner towards focusing towards the continuous improvement. Um, to be so, you really need to inculcate the positive minded. More positive minded you will become, you will find yourself going more complaint free. More complaint free you will become, you will find yourself going more soaked in gratitude that leads to the happiness. And the fifth one, to inculcate such a mindset, such a habitual mindset, it really requires you to start your day with the highest level of receptivity. And for that very reason, I generally recommend you to enroll to the audio program that is a 30 days audio challenge. That is a recommendation for all of you to start listening to. This is a 40 minutes long video that you can simply finish within 20 minutes when you plug in to it while you are just jogging, walking, or running, or something like that. So within 20 minutes you can finish it up. And this audio link you can get from me after the session. Just DM and you will get to see. This is not the mandate, but this is a recommendation from me because many of the students have got benefited through it. The second one that says that because you are taking a deep dive towards deep learning, let's start with the golden quadrant of learning. So golden quadrant of learning comes with four steps. That is declaration with anchor. Once you declare with the anchor, then take a deep dive for the deep learning. Once you are done with deep learning, then draw whatever you have learned after 24 hours. Okay, I see some. Okay, from where I'm getting some extra noise. Okay, no problem. So,
Oh, sorry, that
after,
was me. I'm sorry.
okay, so do you want to say something, Devi? What
So
is-
that was me. I think that was my
Okay.
background. I
No problem.
apologize.
Okay, no problem. I thought that you wanted to say something. That's all right. So yeah, a declaration with the anchor, then learn, then take a deep, then draw whatever you have learned within 24 hours, and then summarize it back in a way that even 5 years old can understand. And that's the challenge for you. And every single time when you summarize in a video form in a less than 90-second video, please submit it back into WhatsApp group. And towards the end of the track, you will be surprised to see that in case you don't have any information towards this position of business analysis or scrum master, how you have evolved as an expert. If you had been no voice or you had already been expert, then how you are appearing as a mentor for the subject. So that how it is going to shape you up. And so if that's the case, then let's get started with the declaration with the anchor. Can you all see the selected segment on the screen? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Unmute yourself. And so what you are going to do is that you are going to model me. How you are going to model me? I'll count 1, 2, 3 and clap. That's the self high five, or the clap is the form of the anchor, body anchor. So you are going to repeat, you are going to model after me, 1, 2, 3, clap, and then repeat what I am going to read on the screen. Then after me, you are going to just shout it out. So everyone is ready. Just unmute your mic and let me know once you are ready and can see this. Yes?
Yes, sir, we are ready.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I'm a
I'm
quick
quick
learner.
What others can learn and master,
What others
Others
can learn and master,
I too can do that.
I
too can do
do
that.
that.
One more time. Now this selected statement after me. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. Because I'm an awesome learner.
Because I'm an awesome learner,
Today's learning is going to be
today's
Today's
learning
learning
is going to be
super duper easy to me.
super duper easy to me.
easy to me.
Yes, it is going to be if you said so, if you model me. And in case you could not do, then you need to remember the 6th code of honor that says that on this path, be the giver. Giver means few things. It is not so easy to learn until you keep ego away, because few of you are coming from the various vast experience in the similar topic, similar subject already, and you may feel awkward, and thereby you won't get a complete benefit out of it. To get the complete benefit, it is said that keeping ego away on the path of learning, that makes you more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. Spiritually grounded means happiness level increases. Why happiness is important? That enhances your productivity. Productivity, happiness is today's new productivity, and that is most demanded from the corporate today. And if you are already getting placed, if you are already performing better, then how should you be rewarded? By making more money, just not with the desired money, but it should be continuously growing. And for that, it is said that when you want to make more out of something, you should start giving away the portion of that thing. And for that very reason, you are advised to start giving away the portion of the money, 5% or 10% of it, towards some donation, charity, or in the causes wherever you believe in, like feeding hungry children, or donating to orphanage or old age home, or towards any temple, churches, mosque, wherever you believe in Gurudwara, or wherever you believe in. Why? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, you may survive. And I'm sure that you are not here for the survival, but for the growth. But just don't start giving away for the sake of growth, but also to inspire others in your surroundings. And while you do so, appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what does not happen to you towards your betterment, trust me, it is going to happen, because what you appreciate appreciates you back. So these are the 6 core values we are going to abide by, that is going to benefit all of us together. And days how we are going to get connected. Sunday technical session, we are going to meet at 10 p.m. EST. Monday technical session, we are going to meet at 10 p.m. EST. And Tuesday, you need to attend mandatorily RRRP session that enhances your visibility, credibility, and marketability towards getting placed. Wednesday, you are going to do the assignment for the technical session of Sunday. If it is no assignment is given, still you are entitled to submit the assignment that is a part of summary in a video form in the WhatsApp group, and that will become the unsaid assignment. And Thursday, you are going to one more time repeat the RRP session. Yes, even if you need to repeat, please do repeat, because with the repetition, that enhances your visibility, credibility, and marketability. Friday, you are going to submit the assignment from the learning of Monday, and Saturday, you can choose to relax, have a breather day, or do the research work on the topic which you want to get into more detail of it, or repeat whatever you have learned, or prepare some question that you want to get answer of on the next coming technical day learning, that is on Sunday. So this is how we are going to remain connected. Do we all agree to follow this? Say yes if we do all agree.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes from all, or only two of you?
sir.
Okay.
No, yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
from
you
all.
so much. Thank you so much for your confirmation. So let's get started from where we left off. Do you all remember from where what we were learning yesterday? I know many of you have submitted what had been your learning, but I still want to hear from you all. Do you all remember what we were learning yesterday?
So the Scrum planning process.
Yes.
First ceremony.
So we were taking a deep dive toward the Scrum planning, sprint planning. Let's get started where we were left off. And for that reason, I'm once again sharing my screen, and let me know in case you could see the screen. So how is sprint planning structured? I want to invite someone to read the first paragraph for me, please. Go ahead.
Scope.
Planning.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sprint planning is typically split into two parts. Part 1, scope. The team selects which item from the prioritized list of ready product backlogs items, usually expressed as user stories. They forecast they will be able to complete during the sprint. Here's a sample agenda of the first part of sprint planning.
Okay, before you read that,
Okay.
So understand, when we are talking about sprint planning, the structure is that first you have to decide the scope. In the scope, you are knowing what is of the highest priority, okay? And based on those highest priority backlog item, that gets gradually converted towards the user story. And every user story will have its relevant action item. User story, when it gets converted, there is a way to write the user story as a doable task. At the end, one user story will have the multiple tasks for the business analyst, for the developers, that is the coder or UI UX designer or tester or the architect. One user story with multiple tasks. So that's how it gets evolved. I want someone else to read the bullet points now for me.
What is
What
the
is
goal
the
for the sprint? Use this as a decision filter to determine which product backlog items to include in the sprint.
Okay.
What product?
Okay, now you can take a pause. So yeah, so the when user stories are getting developed and you understand based on the priority, you also derive the goal, that as an output what exactly I want, okay? And that will become the filter criteria, that towards the end what you are looking at. So you are knowing the output well in advance, and based on that you also develop some acceptance criteria, that one user story on what basis will be accepted by the user. So that will be the first yardstick over here when it comes under the scope, when it comes to structure. So where you are defining the acceptance. Okay, I want someone else now to read the second bullet point for me, please.
What product backlog items are ready and contribute toward the sprint goal?
Okay, so user stories user stories are known, and these user stories are part of which product backlog, because one product backlog may have the multiple user stories. Okay, when we are talking about the product backlog, it's a bigger goal. Okay, so bigger goal, say for example, if I want to develop say a banking system is the project. Okay, and that project will have the multiple backlog number one, opening account, backlog number two, adding customer, backlog number three, fund transfer. Now say for example more XYZ backlogs are there. Now this backlog will have further few so what I said, backlog, you can treat them or name it as a epic, and these epics will be converted into multiple user stories. Say for example fund transfer. So fund transfer, one user story will get developed towards you know um towards RTGS. Okay, RTGS, one of the method. Inside RTGS there will be multiple user stories still. One is one will be that intercity into, it means the same city. Then further it will be developed more multiple user story in the same bank into the bank out of the city, bank I mean internationals bank, and again an international bank, I mean it will be now depending upon the savings to current, current to saving, and current to current. Likewise, the more multiple user story will get developed, and every user means the whole idea is that you are thinning it down, you are slicing it down, you are narrowing it down and reaching towards a position where it goes very easy to develop a very finest and thinnest user story in understandable manner, and that user story will have multiple tasks that develop a coding system for fund to fund for third party transfer, for RTGS bank, from saving to saving, uh, from saving to saving, from in the same bank. The same will be reported towards the end for the coding system, develop a coding system for from one bank, same bank, from one branch to another branch, then from one separate branch to the beneficiary branch, or something, or from the source branch to the different branch, and thereby means we will work on the permutation and combination. Are you able to understand this example, everyone? Say yes or no, whatever. Were you able to understand this example? How one bigger goal was further broken down into the smaller achievement. In one user story we developed multiple user story until we reach to the sliced means finest one, and that finest one will have the multiple task. One task for a coder, one task will go for business analyst, that is develop the analysis and design for it. The third one will be towards writing the test cases and doing the test execution part, and third will be, or fourth task will be develop the internal architecture for this system. Are you able to understand this, what I said? That's my question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so
Yes,
much for your
understand.
confirmation. So that becomes the part of scope. If it is part of scope, so there is more, there should be more bullets into it. So I want someone else to read the first bullet on this page for me, please.
Who is available for this sprint? Identify any vacations, holidays, other activities that will impact everyone's availability during the sprint.
Yeah. So in this, what is going to happen when you are developing the scope, you are knowing what you are going to and what you are going to achieve. So in this, you will have the start time and end time of the every user story, and that user story will be done and completed by the staff, the resources. And in case the staff or resources have some holidays plan, or you have already planned the start date and end date, and you have not considered any upcoming vacations, and you have communicated the timeline based on in terms of days or hours, things will be calculated like that. But when you understand the start date or end date, and you communicate considering the vacation, who is going on the vacation, or there is public holidays, or someone is already having planned leaves, or you are adding some buffer into it, because you never know, any resource may go on sick leave or something like that. If you have such consideration, then only you can talk about your start time and end time of the sprint, considering the start time or end time of every single user story inside every backlog. Is it clear to all of you as this first, as a one of the step?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much. And I want someone to read the third bullet point before I read that. That is, what is team's capacity based on everyone's availability? Now, a detailed on velocity and capacity, I have shared already one video with you all yesterday itself. So yeah, capacity means again, who can work for how long, and how long he has been the part of the team. um, if at all he is the part of team from the inception till the end, then in between, if he has some special plan to go on special leave or something like that, as I means mentioned in the first bullet point, that is the explanation same given for individual staff wise as a part of resource in the second bullet point. I want someone to read the third bullet point for me, please.
What items will the team include on the sprint backlog based on the sprint goal and the team's capacity?
Yeah, so we have been talking about the team's capacity, but now here is the time to list down all the activities and all the sprint backlog, and all those activities from which all user stories, and all those user story from which all the backlog you are seeing going to be delivered to the customer towards the end. That will be called as a sprint backlog or sprint goal towards the end. I want someone to read the fourth one as well for me, please.
How confident does the team feel that they will be able to meet the sprint goal?
Yeah, now, even though you have structured everything well, you are knowing what is going to come. Now it is very crucial and important, dear Scrum Master, dear future Scrum Master, listen it very closely. At the end, your team members should go back with the confidence. The meeting should get disturbed, get dispersed with the feeling of the confidence that yes, it is quite easy peasy to do it. You can do it. In case they are not going back with this clarity, it means the simplification is yet missing, the summary is yet missing. They are not even clear on the target, objective, or the goal. So if that feeling you yourself don't have, then it is quite necessary for you to come back, rework on it, until everyone in the house, everyone in the room, and while doing the sprint planning, feel confident that together they can deliver it. If this consider this as a part of yardstick of the delivery, okay, and you can only do when everyone in the room goes back with the feeling of confidence. So is it clear how crucial the fourth bullet point becomes for you as a future Scrum Master or product owner or business analyst, because these are three people who are leading when it comes to conveying the message behind every single user story or backlog item. With me so far, everyone? Say yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Now the scope is good. So what else? How will you plan? So let's understand plan as a next part of it. I want someone to read the first bullet point for me, please.
The team discusses in more detail how they will deliver the selected product backlog items.
It means what? It means that how you can discuss more in detail. What does it mean? It means that in case something is not understood, then you have to cross check. Either your team has to come back with more questions. In case team is not coming back with more question, it's your duty as a future business analyst asking more question to the team. That's number one. And not only you are going to ask the team, also you will have the question for the product owner. And likewise, future product owner are encouraged to ask more questions so that the confidence become more visible over here. Okay, so that you get agree upon that, okay, this technicality or the product goal itself, the project goal itself has been transferred very, very well. So that first has to become the part of the plan that team is discussing in the detail. In a way, they are very much clear that what they are going to deliver with more clarity and more with the ease of use for client. So I want someone to read the second bullet point for me, please, on this slide.
This may, but does not have to, include identifying tasks for the product backlog items, whether there are any dependencies between the items, and signing up for the initial product backlog items that each team members work on.
Okay, so when it says that uh, this may, okay, include some identifying task for the product backlog item. So when we are talking about the identifying items, it means there are chances that one user story will have the dependency. So someone of may have the dependency. Dependency means that you can only write one user story for fund transfer, from source to beneficiary, when there should be a user story or there should be a module of adding customer will be in the place. It means that until unless there is no source, how he can transfer to the beneficiary? Until unless there is no bank account, how the fund transfer will happen? Are you understanding? Are you following what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So likewise, you need to identify the dependency, and then thereby, even though you are developing something, what your customer can only test if it will have such dependent module already been considered in the previous sprint and delivered as a part of goal, means objective or the backlog item. And then those initial product backlog items has to be delivered, and each team members are already knowing, okay, this functions, and that's the reason the second backlog item has been included in the proceeding sprint planning meeting. So this is how you are identifying the dependency as well and working towards that. So when we are talking about, so last time you saw similar kind of a picture that, input is there, output is there, and process is defined. So when we are talking about the input, product owner takes the charge of the product backlog for creating. He published all the dates on which he is going to release the various sprint. And with the Scrum Master and development team, he worked for every sprint planning meeting. If the sprint planning meeting is for 4 weeks, then if any sprint has been planned for 4 weeks, it has to run for 6 to 8 hours. That is almost a day where you are prioritizing and defining and refining the goal. That is the sprint backlog item. And then you start working on it again, 2 to 4 weeks. Every single day the daily scrum happens, and After that, one fine day, you invite a user for sprint review meeting, and then you deliver the and ship the project after testing it, and then project means that sprint, and after that sprint retrospective will run for 4 hours. If a sprint is for 4 weeks, 1 hour if the sprint had been for 1 week. No blame game into sprint retrospective meeting, where you have gathered towards deriving and defining the learning and improvement to include it into the next sprint. Why I'm saying that no blame game? Because it had been seen that it coins down, or it boils down towards getting into the argument. No. This happened not because of this, but because of that, or something like that. With me so far, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes.
when we are talking about the delivery, input and output, so in sprint planning, when we are going to talk about that, so in sprint planning meeting, 3 things are identified. The who will do what, the how they will do it, on the what. Okay, who, how and what are discussed during the sprint planning meeting. On the input that is coming from the product backlog, and the output becomes the sprint backlog or sprint goal. With me so far, everyone? Yeah.
Yes.
So if that's the case, let's understand what is the how. So I want someone to read the how, the first bullet.
The how. The development team plans the work necessary to deliver the sprint goal. Ultimately, the resulting sprint plan is a negotiation between the development team and product owner based on value and effort.
Exactly, because the goal is that we have to just not deliver the sprint goal. We have to deliver the value. Value means that whatever you are delivering to the customer, tell me it should work or not. I'm asking, did you hear?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It should work.
Yes, sir.
Of
It
course,
should work.
it
Yes.
should work. If it should work, or should it work in a time-consuming manner or in an efficient manner?
In an efficient manner.
In an efficient manner.
Efficient manner.
Yeah.
Efficient.
And to bring such quality, do you think effort should be compromised? No, we are not
No.
doing any patchwork. So what happens if quality are compromised? Then we end up attracting patchwork. Patchworks are never entertained. However, sometimes we can't do anything and we need to invite the patches. Okay, when we are talking about patches, it means that something has been developed, but the core part or core quality part has been missed. To address that, team, what they does, they do not develop the entire software one more time. Only the few portion of that area is sealed back or addressed or fixed, so that the quality goes as discussed or as decided or as pre-planned. Okay, but the patchwork really does not improve the quality. So for every future developer, every future scrum master and product owner and business analyst, you need to understand the negotiation happens when it comes to quality works. Then it should not happen just with the effort and but still yet happen, because it should not go in very injustifiable mode that some tasks really will take 2 hours and you are quoting them for 2 weeks. So it has to be justified in all the area. Okay, so you need to be very much careful when we are estimating and planning and estimating and planning for the values and effort that you are going to deliver as a goal. So this is the how part. In the who part, I want someone to read the first bullet point for me, please.
You cannot do sprint planning without the product owner or the development team.
Very precise and very clear. If product owner is there, he has the release plan, he will guide the entire team, and for that the team member has to be there, and that is the development team. That includes every single contributor as a coder, developer, or UI UX developer, architect, or tester, or business analyst, or all the team member, DevOps team, and all those team member. I want someone to read the second bullet point for me now. If you have not read yet, please go ahead and start reading the second bullet point.
Product owner defines the goal based on the value that they seek. The development team needs to understand how they can or they cannot deliver the goal.
Yeah. So why you need to identify how you cannot deliver the goal? Because the moment you identify the constraint, the urge to address that goes heightened. Okay, and that that constraint has to be addressed in a way that delivery becomes smooth. That should not become the surprise or bottleneck while the execution is happening, while a team is developing the product. Uh, so so risk has been foreseen well in advance, so that mitigation plan is already there in the place. Okay, so if any risk is there and you foresee that, okay, when we will try to address that, this obstacle may arise. Okay, and if it will arise, you have already mitigation plan for that. So that has to be already planned well in advance. And how you can together plan it, because as product owner who had already defined all the product backlog, who already know the value what exactly customers are seeking, and he's translating as is to the entire team member. Okay, so that's the second point. The third, I want someone to read out for me, please.
If either is missing from this event, it makes planning the sprint almost impossible.
Yeah, so understand objective has to be there, understand constraint has to be there, understand risk and mitigation plan and the resources has to be there. And in case at all anything which has not been addressed, what I just quoted now, so what will happen? You are not going to achieve your sprint goal. To get it more clearly, your who has to be addressed. Now you know the how is addressed, the who is addressed, then the input has to well addressed, so that okay, so I came on to the input. So what should be the input? I want someone to read the first bullet point for me, please.
A great starting point for the sprint plan is the product backlog, as it provides a list of stuff that could potentially be part of the current sprint. The team should also look at the existing work done in the increment and have a view to capacity.
Yeah. So why you should look at the existing work already done in the previous increment, it means the previous delivery, because based on that, you will have the idea what sort of work you are going to repeating. If it is same in the if it is the same in the same manner as the previous one, if it is same in the nature as the previous one, you will be quoting the capacity accordingly. Okay, so that there is the time of latency will reduce. Latency means that if there has been more time consumed or less time was given to the team, so you will to take those learning towards the planning, and whatever the product backlog item you are including as a scrum master in the current sprint, so you are very well reworking towards the adjustment of the proper capacity, and based on that input, you are ready to achieve the sprint goal from the product backlog. So that had been the input. So then output. I want someone to read this output bullet point for me, please.
The outputs. The most important outcome for the sprint planning meeting is that the team can describe the goal of the sprint and how they will start working towards that goal. This made visible in the sprint backlog.
Yeah. So together, the team will come upon the sprint goal in the sprint planning meeting itself, as in what all has to be achieved. It means the definition of readiness will be given before you start the implementation. And definition of done is also clear. Definition of done means what will call it as it has been done, what will call it as okay, it has been achieved. So what all the criteria will be there, that is very much clear. When you have such clarity, that becomes more visible as a sprint goal, or call it as a sprint backlog. When we say in a nature how it may appear, like you can see that product owner using the Kanban board. Can you all see that, a board in this picture? Yeah.
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 Yes.
So he is moving the tickets. When I'm talking about the tickets, or tickets, or what else, candidates or incident, one user story, as say that the which has been inspired by the backlog items, product backlog, from to do to in progress, or under testing, or ready for the test, or test status, whether it is testing in progress or something like that, pass fail or something, and then final, the done column they are moving into. So everything will be visible on the board, so that product owner and scrum master will come together, they do it. Generally product owner will make sure that what all has to be taken into the sprint planning meeting. Team will come together, discuss inside it all those, the how, the who, and the the how, the who, and the what, and thereby the sprint goal is clarified over here. So if that's the case, then I want someone to read the first bullet point for me, please, over here. Come on, if you have not read it since start of the class. Yeah, go ahead.
Scrum sprint is a repeatable fixed time box during which a done product of the highest possible value is created. Sprint lies at the core of the sprint agile methodology and can be thought of as an event which wraps all other Scrum events like daily Scrums, Scrum review, and sprint retrospective.
Yeah, because we are talking about Scrum sprint now as a whole. So always remember, so every meeting will be inside in the sprint planning. Every meeting, every ceremony will be time box. Is fixed for fixed duration, it will be wrapped up. When we are talking about for fixed duration, so because you are developing the sprint goal, and a sprint goal only be achieved when everything will become the done, will be marked as done towards the end, towards the delivery. But before that, all the events that are taking place, that is going to be daily Scrum for 10 minutes. So that has to be wrapped down in time. And continue daily Scrum that leads toward the invitation to the customer for letting them review of the work has gone inside. That is the Scrum review meeting. Okay, even that has to be time boxed with the fixed duration, and then after the delivery, when the sprint retrospective happen, that will also has to be wrapped up. So such clarity has to go well beforehand, before you are taking charge and announcing all those sprint goal in the Scrum planning meeting. I want someone to read the second bullet point for me, please.
Sprint is one time-boxed iteration of a continuous development cycle. Within a sprint, planned amount of work has to be completed by the team and made ready for review. Scrum projects are broken down into small and consistent time intervals referred to as sprints. They can be as short as a few days and generally are no longer than 3 to 4 weeks.
That's right. So I think this is self-explanatory and has been more time repeated already, that we have emphasized here the importance of going time box, where you are closing the time into a duration. You are knowing its start are already, you are knowing its finish are already, and every ceremony will go into the time box manner. Now it is very important to know what ceremony will go for how long. So Prerna, let me know if you are ready. I'm just flipping the slide. If you want to take it, you can. Otherwise, I will continue. Let me know, Prerna, if you want to. Okay. So whenever Prerna will come, so she will take. Otherwise, I want someone to read this paragraph for me, please.
Gaurav, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
No problem. Yeah. So someone please read this paragraph for
During
me.
a sprint, there is a development team that comprises of cross-functional members who are capable of achieving the sprint goals. This could include software engineers, architects, programmers, analysts, system admins, QA experts, testers, UI designers, etc.
All right, now here we are talking about self-organized team, and we have cross-functional team. When we are talking about cross-functional team, it means in a team there will be experts from the all different area coming together towards the completion of the project. Just give me a second, everyone. All right. So so whole idea is that bringing the sprint goal together, it cannot be achieved without the presence of all these team members, where you have learned here: software engineers, architect, programmers, analysts, system admin. When we are talking about analysts, it could be the QA expert, testers, UI designer, also the business analyst. Everyone has to be part of this, and that makes the complete cross-functional team. So what exactly happens before the sprint? And that we need to learn over here. I want someone to read the first bullet point for me.
There is a sprint planning meeting. The length of sprint planning meeting is proportional to the length of the sprint.
Yeah. So how it is proportional in the length of the sprint? That every sprint planning meeting, it means that its duration has to be decided. So I want someone to read the second bullet point for me.
A 4-week sprint should be planned in no more than 8 hours. A 1-week sprint should be planned in no more than 2 hours.
So be very much clear. Whatever the sprint duration would be, duration would be, it will be twice in a number in hours. Okay, twice in number in hours. So what it means? It means that anything sprint will be always considered in weeks. Okay, and then the ceremonies are considered in hours. So 4 unit of the sprint will be twice a unit of individual ceremony. So when individual ceremony, but especially sprint ceremony, sprint planning ceremony. So if it is 4-week long, it is going to be 8 weeks long. Okay, so that is only for the sprint planning meeting. Is it clear? And if it is 2 weeks of sprint, then how long the sprint planning meeting should go?
4 hours.
4 hours. And what
4
if
hours.
it is 1 week of the sprint?
2 hours.
A week of sprint will go call for the 2 hours of sprint planning meeting. That's absolutely right. I want someone to read the third bullet point for me, please.
This meeting determines what the goals are for that sprint. Based on the team velocity, a set of features are pulled from the top of the product backlog to the sprint backlog for the coming sprint.
Yeah, so it calls to the sprint goal well in advance. You are knowing that exactly based on the capacity and team's availability, what all features you are ready to release from the product backlog. As I said, that will become the sprint goal or sprint backlog for this ongoing sprint that you have already started. That is referring to the coming sprint. Okay, and that also gives the space to prioritize next time for the next sprint planning meeting that will become part of the next upcoming sprint as well. Having said so, here you see sprint planning meeting, you have contributed towards the user story. as I say that every user story will have the,
Acceptance criteria.
So every user story will have its, related task at the sprint backlog. Task will be very much clear. No theory. At the end, everyone should go back their task, what exactly they need to do. Are you very much clear? In the sprint planning meeting, we are not just going to discuss the theory, but at the end, everyone will be going with their doable action item. Are we all clear on this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Then what happens during the sprint? So I want someone to read the first bullet point for me.
No features are added and the sprint goal don't change. The only exception to this is if the team finishes a sprint early.
Yeah. So generally it should not happen that sprints are getting finished early, but at all it happens that someone contributed extra hours, someone has some sudden plan of leaves coming. Okay, sudden plan of leaves he got to see, then he may work something extra, and as a result there are chances based on his work the sprint goal is achieved a little bit earlier. So that is okay. Okay. And in that case, someone may work upon his contribution um, towards upcoming sprint if at all some goal has to be achieved and it has been already foreseen and already sniffed. But there are chances when you are working, our demanding customer may ask lot many things. Okay. And they may directly approach you if you are in touch with them and ask, can you add this feature? Remember, at no circumstances any features will be added. Okay. And if at all exceptions are considered, that will be approved after reviewed by a product owner. It means that if someone is approaching you directly, that has to be communicated to the product owner first. Is it very much clear to you all?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I want someone to just read the first bullet point in the daily stand-up in a sprint, which is also called as daily scrum. Yeah, go
Also
ahead.
known as the daily stand-up or daily scrum, during which the team members synchronize effort.
Yeah, so it is just not the status call. It is not a status call. It is sync up call where you know who is doing what, and if any dependency is there with that is also clearing or not. Because until unless requirement is told by business analyst or sufficient relevant models or designs are or steps or acceptance criteria or definition of readiness is not added by business analyst team, uh, coder cannot start working, or tester cannot start writing the test case, or until unless the coder is not developed the portion of the user story, tester cannot start testing it. So such dependency is there. So it has to be synced up. It has to be communicated. And that is the purpose behind the daily stand-up. I want someone to read the second bullet point for me, please.
Daily scrums enable team members to ensure the right things are being worked on by the right people at the right time.
Yeah. So no more surprises. In case at all it is leading there, it will be known well in advance, because you will be reporting, although it is not the reporting call, you will be sharing what's going on in daily stand-up meeting, and everyone will be visible, and thereby based on your input, your sharing, the question may arise, and that has to be answered after the stand-up call. So are you clearing more towards the daily stand-up meeting, and are you able to visualize what goes inside? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for confirming that. So let's understand more towards it. So I want someone to read the first bullet point on this slide, please. Go ahead, please. Read the first bullet point. In case you have not read, please go ahead.
Every morning of the sprint, the project team gets together for a short daily stand-up meeting under 15 minutes. This meeting takes place at the same time every day and includes everyone on the project. Everyone stands up for the meeting to keep everyone focused and to keep the meeting short. Often a timer is set so that the meeting.
Yeah, so that meeting does not run long. Thank you so much for reading this. Okay, just confirm if I am still audible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So the whole idea behind that, Scrum Master will fix one fixed time, one fixed room for every single day for this daily stand-up. Okay, and so remember to set the timer that it should not go beyond 15 minutes. So always have a target to finish it up within 10 minutes, and 15 minutes should be your threshold. You should not go to the 16th minute. So with the target of 10 minutes, it's okay to extend by more 5 minutes, and there you will address these three things. As I keep on saying, I think I have said it multiple times. What did I do yesterday? What I will do today? And what, if anything, is impeding or blocking the progress. So you are at what you are sharing. You are sharing how the flow is going on, how the task in your hand is moving. So that is the whole idea behind it. With me so far, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes.
So let's go further and understand the Scrum meeting. I want someone to read the first bullet point for me here, please. Go ahead.
These three questions allow for complete transparency. Everyone on the team is in the loop, and the answers make people accountable for what they say they will deliver.
Yeah, exactly. That has to be the goal. What you see, what you say, that you deliver, and that is visible in the stand-up call. So that has been the core idea behind these three questions. Second bullet point, please.
The results of this meeting are typically shared with the client.
Yeah, so it does not for your internal purpose. The Scrum Master generally update what you have quoted. Okay, and that goes visible towards the product owner, even though they are not part of this daily stand-up meeting mandatorily, and on daily basis or weekly basis, it has to be communicated to the customer, because the transparency is the key and core value of the agile delivery. Okay, so clear with me so far why it is shared?
Yes, sir.
Because you are expecting something as a client, right? And you need to know when it is arriving. Even if you order something through Amazon, you should be very much you should be very much vigilant that what is happening with my product, what I have ordered, where it has reached. It happens to you as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you. I want someone to read the third bullet point.
This
This
daily
daily
communication.
communication
Okay.
make sure that if something is holding up the team, they can get the response quickly.
Yeah. So the moment you discuss in the daily stand-up, if something bottleneck or something is holding, or immediately Scrum Master, as a Scrum Master, you make sure that team member amongst with each other, they are holding off the meeting immediately to clarify those doubt, clarify those that is holding them. Any questions so far here? So I'm just giving you a few quick minutes. If you have any question, come back and please ask me. If not, I will continue with the next slide. So any question here so far, everyone? Yes, no?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
If no question, I'm glad that you are able to understand each and everything. Just give me a second. Let me see if anything is pending. Okay, I'm just seeing that what I can give you next. I'm glad that you are able to understand the things that is coming on your way.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Go ahead, ask.
So when we were reading that, so I have seen like Scrum planning, Scrum review and the sprint review. What is the difference between these two?
Scrum review and sprint review. When did you see that?
Yeah,
Where-
it is in the third or fourth slide.
Okay, it is there only. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Scrum review, just let me. Let me share the screen back. Okay, when Pushpanjali has some question, we'll come to you, Pushpanjali. So you have read about sprint review or Scrum review in some of the slides.
Yeah, where I'm there.
Yeah, Scrum review and sprint review. Where did you see?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Yes, previous. Yeah, before this. Yes, sir. Here. Sprint planning process before this. Sprint planning.
Okay, so where did you read the Scrum review?
Not here.
Shall I go up? Okay, forget about it. So even though it is sprint review or Scrum review, it is referring to the same. Review meeting only happens with the client. Okay, there is review meeting with the client and there is a different retrospective meeting. So no difference for Scrum review or sprint review. Is it clear? Because a sprint is the time duration. A sprint is only following for the Scrum framework, and Scrum framework includes all these four ceremonies. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So go with this clarity. And having said so, this was clarified. So in a nutshell, this is going to be your Scrum meeting. So now we have been talking. So at the end, what you do, this is again visible. So before I go for it, so yeah, Pushpanjali, over to you. You have some question?
Good evening, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, actually, I want to ask that who is going to decide the team? And another one is who is going to decide the length of the project, or you said that we have to break the bigger project into the smaller one. So who is going to decide that this is the length of the project and this should be done in the 2 week or 4 week time period?
Okay.
Gaurav, can I take this?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Gitanjali, a good question. But to answer to your query, basically, imagine if your project is for 6 months, okay? The length of the project. And how we say that it's 6 months? Basically, what all complexities, functionalities is there, how many resources we have on. As per that, we decide, okay, this will take 6 months to complete. After that, when we are following Scrum, customer and your team both come together and discuss that for how long the sprint should be carried out. The ideal and most famous start duration for sprint is 2 weeks. That is like 14 days, and that is 10 working days. This is how you manage. So for a 6 months period, you'll have 12 sprints, assuming 2 sprints in a month. Okay. So this is generally a joint decision with team and with the customer and with seniors. So, and this depends on case to case basis. Any more questions on this?
No, ma'am.
I have a question, but not on this.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Sujata, before come to your question, let me quickly add on to this. So I also want to know from anyone in this group, what do you think, who will decide the, what was your question, Pushpanjali? Can you repeat one more time? Yeah, the first question.
My question is that who is going to decide the team? Like we are
Okay,
working
just hang on now. Hang on.
Yeah.
So I want to invite some answer from here. So first, thank you so much, Prerna, for detailing it out. And if you have understood everyone, please give this answer. Who is going to decide who will be the... Yeah, yeah.
Product owner. Product owner, sir.
Absolutely. In a nutshell, it is going to be the product owner. That's amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your answer. Everyone is on the same page. Pushpanjali, next question. What was your next question?
The next question is that
Time
who
duration.
is going, yeah, time duration. Like we have to divide the project from bigger phase to smaller phase.
Okay,
So who is going to decide that smaller phase? Bigger
okay.
one?
Just
The
hang on. We
developers.
understood. Okay, no, Rashmi. So what she's saying, first of all, bigger project will not become the smaller project. The bigger project will be broken down into the smaller component and module. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that module can you consider to deliver as a part of the project. Okay. And the time duration, who is going to decide for every single project, every single modules. So who will decide the time duration? And
Master.
Product owner.
product owner with the consultation of the customer. Customer and product owner sit together. You are right. They sit together and they define, okay, these are the release dates. Customer wants, okay, I want this to happen on this is date. I want this feature to roll out here. Now customer product owner will have the idea, okay, how frequent we can deliver to the customer, how frequent as a customer you would be calling to your garage asking, hey, is my vehicle done? So before you could call, as garage owner, he himself or his the service engineer himself is calling you, sir, we have reached here, ma'am, we have reached here, your vehicle is on time. Imagine if such kind of service you are giving or you are getting, how delighting experience it would be. Won't it be?
Yes.
Yes. So this entire things work in this direction. Okay. That is the one of the inclusion of the lean management. Okay, Sujata, you can shoot your question, and Prerna, yeah, you can take it. Sujata, over to you. You had question, right?
I forgot. Give me a second.
Okay, you are recalling your question. No problem.
I totally forgot the question.
Okay, no problem. Whenever you feel like asking, you can definitely drop the question into the group. So I think if not, then we have touched the time. Prerna, we can wrap it up, right?
I remember my question now.
Okay, go ahead, Sujata.
Okay, so the BA has only two job roles, like either Scrum Master or the product owner, or they have like more roles.
No, so BAs is a separate role. Product owner is a separate role. Scrum Master is a separate role. So one person cannot perform 2-3 roles. Okay.
Right.
But Scrum Master role will go. This question is invalid, Sujata, that a business analyst will have only the Scrum Master role. These roles are separate, right, Sujata?
That's what I'm confused. I'm confused here. So
Okay.
BA, like what will BA do? And then we are studying BA. I mean, over
We
here.
are studying we are studying combo track, Agile Scrum and business analysis, right? You are knowing this or no?
Maybe I'm confused over here.
Okay, so good question you are asking. So see, if you had enrolled for business analysis, you were told, okay, business analysis track comes with complementarily Agile Scrum. Why? Because Agile Scrum is a delivery method which is the foundation, and business analysis is the pillar of it, on which the entire software delivery stands. So first you need to know your own foundation, and that's the reason first we are clearing the Agile and Scrum path. The moment it gets completed, then gradually you enters to know all the roles and responsibility and the works of the business analyst. Okay, so the core part of business analysts, we are yet to enter into it. Okay, Sujata?
Sure.
Yeah. So if example, business analyst is the person who coordinate and communicates with everyone, be it customer, be it team member, be it product owner, be it Scrum Master. So if business analyst has to communicate with all these three, don't you think you should also know all those three people, that what exactly they do, so that you can approach in a right manner as a business analyst with them? Yes
Right.
or yes, right? And that's the reason you are knowing them as well. Cool.
Okay, so I didn't know that we still have to go through.
Okay, no, so it will come. It will take more, I think, 2 lessons, and then you will enter towards exactly towards the business analyst. And before that, before you learn the exact business analysis, you will also know how to, broken down pieces of the backlog item will be written by business analyst. Okay, Sujata, you're getting good, more in-depth idea now.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome, great. So I see you had good questions. I want you all to go back as usual in the WhatsApp group and write down your takeaways, and that will become yardstick of your availability, your presence over here, that you are taking it in a good manner. Before I send you for that, before I talk about the announcement, let me invite Prerna for the closing remarks. Prerna, you can unmute and if you want to say something. Prerna, over to you. I think you are talking on mute.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Gaurav, are we ending it here?
No. So, yes, I am inviting you for the closing remarks. Then I'll do the announcement.
Yes. Okay, okay. So yeah, overall a very good session, and the Scrum meeting topic that we learned in detail, it's quite essential. It's not only from theory point of view, but tomorrow you go in an organization, that time you will actually implement all these things. You will be a part of all this process. So I'll recommend and request you, all of you, to watch the recording again. And thank you, Gaurav, for taking the majority of the session today. I had to be a little away for some reasons. So thank you so much. And very good participation, very good questions. Overall, I enjoyed the session. Over to you, Gaurav. Thank you.
Okay, so the announcement is that everyone, as you are going to do, drop your takeaway into the WhatsApp group. Recording will be given. So next, when we are meeting and what we are for what we are meeting. Next, we are not going to meet on the 1st October. That is the Sunday. Sunday we are not going to meet. Okay, there will be off on that day. Instead, we will be meeting on the 2nd October. That is Monday. Okay, so is it clear for all of you when we are going to meet next?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, so that has been the announcement. And in between, you are going to, I'm eager to see if you can finish the assignments as well. Next, what we are going to learn, we will be learning more towards the definition of done. Someone had asked the question about definition of done in the last session. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was it you, Rachna?
Yes, sir. Because
Okay.
I have to, prepare for interview. So yeah.
Yeah, no problem. So definition of done will be the next session where we will be getting more in details of it. Okay. So Rachna, if you have to prepare for this and you are thinking that you are in rush, you can definitely ask me for the link where it is from the past recording. Definitely, I can share you. You can refer to that recording. I think that will be helpful to you. So yes, everyone, thank you so
Okay.
much for your participation, and we'll talk to you again soon. Till then, bye-bye. Take care. And Supriya, you can stay back with your team. So thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.